Hi, Kyber Cave Productions family, which you will always be in my heart. Van's he's already grieving right now.
I'm in sob mode already.
He's already he's like Mezzo, I'm so sad. Like the moment he comes onto the StreamYard before we're hand, and I'm like, I know. But good evening, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Van, aside from being sad, how are you?
Well, I was telling you, dude, I was having anxiety attacks today, and tell people, for those that may or may not remember why I may be sad or what is so different about tonight. Tell everybody what's going on tonight.
It is my last night on Saber Rattle with Saber Cave Productions. Night Vision, if I make it next year, I'll definitely get an autograph from you. I appreciate that. Thank you. You'll prove Van even more correct than earlier. When I went, yeah, you have them. Van does have some of my
out now. You're so popular. Everybody wanted one. I'm all out.
I'm like Picasso that once I die, all my paintings become popular. Thank you, Raph, and thank you, Night Vision, and thank you, Saint Wong. Yes, it is my last night on the show, and you can, if you still want to see me, I have other channels that I'll tell you guys about at the end that you can catch me on. But I will deeply miss you guys. I will. But I'm just, there's things I need to take care of and things I'm ready to move on to. So that is just kind of like what's happening. And so, yes, this is last night. That's why Van's sad and upset. Hi, Duran, and Say Wong's like, now the channel will never start on time.
No,
never, ever. But yeah, so that's why Van's sad tonight.
We do have other producers. In fact, our new actually, let's just bring him up for a moment real quick. Our new, this is going to be the new Mezzo. Not quite, looks a little bit different.
He's technically the new 1/3 of Mezzo.
Yeah, he's the new beard in the chair.
Yes. Yeah, he's going to do my spot on the show, like this part.
Yes,
he's doing this part.
I'm gonna do that.
So Lynn, everyone give a warm welcome to Lynn in the chat. Thank you so much for being one third of my replacement. I do have to say, as a woman, 3 men taking my place made me feel like I was really powerful.
You are powerful, and I think you deserve that feeling very much. Like 3 men to do your job is putting it mildly. You're gonna be missed. So
we probably need about 2 more men.
Yeah.
And hi, Joshua. Hi, Matt Granda. Thank you so much for the info for the what's up. Sorry to see you. Best of luck. Thank you so much. Sorry to see me go. Joshua Wilson's good to see you. And Say Wong says, welcome, Lynn. It's LYNN for Lynn, or LYN. Sorry.
LYN, yes.
My mom's QN, so it just popped into my head like that.
No, it's okay. It's quite all right.
My real name gets spelled wrong all the time, so I understand. And everyone says Mezzo wrong.
Well, like I said, KCP, thank you for having me. I the KCP family. I'm honored to be a part of this. Again, I'm also sad to see Mezzo go, but it is a great honor to be attempting to fill some very huge shoes. So
now, having said all that, I am very, very excited to have my boy Uppercuts here. I don't know if anybody in this audience is going to know, but for those that don't know, Uppercuts and I have a very, very long history together. We've been boys since like the 6th grade.
Yes.
We worked on many projects together. We worked on Life Sentence together, which was America's first webcast poetry slam. He was an amazing DJ and just set the tone for the entire show. We've worked on lots of
stuff together.
So yeah, we've always been like peanut butter and jelly. So if anybody is going to be taking our good friend Mezzo's spot, I'm excited to have my boy Uppercut step in.
And I'm excited. Like I said, I'm super excited to be here once again. We're together again, buddy. Like it's
together again.
Yeah.
Together forever. All right. Well, thank you, Lynn. I'll drop you back.
No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
All right.
I'll drop you down
next
below
week,
so you
man.
can kind of relax and watch.
No, it's okay. No worries.
We'll see you
All right.
next week.
All right, we're
All
going to be
right.
hi Brent Wakefield. I just want to say hi to you really quick. You always here every week, so
What's
good
up,
to
Brent?
see you. But guys, first and foremost, what do we do every week? We are going to be doing nerdy news. All right, what is first on the nerdy news? Let's make it a little bit bigger so that we don't overtake the screen with the nerdy news. First on the nerdy news. Ahsoka season 2 first look at Iman Esfandi as Ezra Bridger revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. Now this did happen last month, but I wanted to bring it up. Fans got their first live action glimpse at Iman as Ezra Bridger on Ahsoka season 2 thanks to an exclusive reveal at the San Diego Comic-Con 2025. The new image showcases Ezra looking sleek and true to his animated roots. Clean shaven and decked out in a fresh costume that fans praised as spot on. The article you want to check out below in the description if you're watching the upload, but I'll pop it into the chat in a moment, is by Miguel Fernandez from Star Wars Net.com. So that is popping now into the chat. Timmy Stell, I'm glad you finally made it. Hi, Hammond. Thank you for the love. Next on the nerdy news, guys.
Oh, Timmy, hey. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Tim Stell. He is he's a semi-famous in our area. Not only is he known for a lot of working with fights and fight producers, he was a toy and comic vendor seller in this area who's owned many toy and comic stores. And it's cool to see him online. Thanks for coming online, Tim.
Thank you, Timmy. Really appreciate it. You're here for my last show, so that's nice.
Yeah, well, every time you say it, I'm just gonna ball out.
You're gonna cry. Okay. All right. Next on the nerdy news, Star Wars Visions Volume 3. No, that was the wrong one. Darth Revan returns into the. I can't even see the screen right now. Darth Revan returns in the new clip for Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy. The Darth Revan returns Lego style. The newly revealed clip from Lego Star Wars Rebuild the Galaxy Pieces of the Past features a surprise appearance by the legendary Sith Lord Darth Revan, joining forces with the dark side Obi-Wan Kenobi in setting up a playful yet epic showdown. This marks the first on-screen Lego version of Revan and has fans buzzing with excitement. So the article by Alex Morgan on Star Wars Newsnet team, the Star Wars Newsnet team, is going to pop into the chat in just a moment. But you can also check it in the description if you're watching the upload. What do you think about these news stories, Van?
I was going to ask you, or do you know anything about Darth Revan yourself?
Not a lot. No.
Darth Revan is very much one of the a fan favorite, and what I find very interesting about him is how Disney slowly is teasing him, but not giving him to the audience. Like, there's been a photo floating around for, I don't know, a couple of years now online, and I'm sure you've seen it, but it's a photo of Keanu Reeves as Darth Revan, and you'll notice it with the red, the iconic red and purple lightsabers. But Darth Revan is a very beloved character to many people in the Star. You'll see a lot of people love to cosplay his character. They love his saber. So the fact that Disney, at first they teased the lightsaber toy, and then his name was mentioned in the Rise of Skywalker movie. There was a mention of Darth Revan. So I think we're going to finally get Revan for all of those Star Wars fans that have been wanting Revan. I think we are going to be getting him soon. Hopefully we get a good one. The original.
Really, really exciting.
Yes. So I'm excited. Hopefully they do it right.
And what do you think about the Ezra Bridger story?
I will be excited to see what they do more with that in season 2. They have the new actor for Balin Skull. I can't remember the new gentleman's name. So they're trying to push along with the story that they have. So hopefully they have a good story. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys think. Are you guys excited about season 2 of Ahsoka? And what your thoughts are on that.
Rory McCann is taking Ray Stevens' place as Balin Skull. And if you don't know who Rory McCann is, he was on Game of Thrones. He is a spectacular actor. So looking forward to him on there. He's got a very good stage presence as well. Ray Stevenson was just epic. I loved it. Like, oh gosh, the beard and the hair are just gorgeous. But so Rory McCann, I'm looking forward to, and I can't wait to see it. Ahsoka is one of my favorite characters. So I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, all right. So that is the end of the nerdy news. Now, guys, James Kaiser, our producer on Flow of the Show, he decided to make things a little bit more special for my last show. So if you guys did not know this, I will miss you too, Brent. The guests on this show and the Flow on this show were the same guests and Flow that were here on my first episode, which was April 28th, 2022.
Yeah, dude, I know we looked at. I looked it up before. What episode was that? Like 190.
93. It was like 93.
Yeah, 193.
No, just 93.
Oh, 93.
I was here before the 100th episode.
Wow.
I know.
And we're at
46, something like that. I literally so Uppercuts reminded us it was 93, so I was correct on that. But we're like 246, something like that. Wow. It's on the thumbnail because you like to have it on the thumbnail, so I always put it on the thumbnail. All right, guys. Well, please enjoy tonight's Flow of the Show. You can check out her information in the description below if you're watching the upload, but I'll throw it into the chat during the video. This is Light Queen B. All right. Thank you, James Kaiser, for producing and sending us that flow for this week. Please check over Light Queen B over on her Facebook page. Again, it is in the description below and currently in the chat as well.
Hey, really quickly, before we go into our plugs and stuff, I will let you do the last of our plugs. I have a really kind of cool story. Staying with us for the last couple of days is I don't know where it falls I think it's my son's cousin on his mother's side. It's the cousin or whatever has been staying with us was just out at Burning Man, and he was one of the featured artists out there. But he was featured for his fire flow. So I have fire flow dancers in my own family. Who would have known?
Van, I have to ask, does he have long hair?
He has short hair. Yeah.
If you don't know, Van has this thing that like fire dancers, fire flow artists all have long hair, but it's just not 100% true. I have seen many that do have long hair, but many who don't too. All right. Well, tonight's guest was the guest that was here when I was first on my show.
Before everybody gets excited, before the big crescendo of the exciting guests that we have, do our plugs.
Oh, like all of our different things?
Yeah.
If you want to help support the channel, you can go to kcpmerch.com and buy a piece of merch. You can go to kybercave.com and buy yourself some Saber merchandise. You can also head over to patreon.com/kybercave productions and support the channel for as little as $1 a month. Or we are also partnered with YouTube, and you can also give YouTube super chats.
Yes, and we're gonna have. I'm hoping, as this channel grows and expands. By the way, everybody, for those who are interested in knowing, we are at 2,939 subscribers right now. So that means we need what, 61 more?
Yeah, you need about that much to be able to get to the NeoPixel giveaway that will happen at 3,000 subs. That is the other thing I'll also show our director to record to after is how I'll probably do it during the interview because I can do things like that. To how to use the giveaway tool because I don't think I put that in there. All right, well. Our guest tonight, Russ Mitchem, Mr. Mitchem. He is fantastic master sabersmith of Wade Sabers. So please give him a warm round of applause.
Hello, I'm Russ from Wade Sabers. Hello, Saber Junkies. It's Russ from Wade Sabers. Hello, Saber Junkies. Hello, Saber Junkies. Here we are again.
Woohoo! Hello there, sir.
Hello, Saber Junkies.
Hello, Saber Junkies. As you can see by that saber, by that montage, this isn't your first rodeo sitting here for an interview.
No, I've done a few of these. Although this was my first, I believe.
Right. So it's all about first tonight.
Yeah.
You are still one of my. I call you a master sabersmith. What do you call yourself? What is it that you do? You're a man of many hats.
I call myself tired.
I identify as tired.
I identify as very tired. Yeah. I don't even put a label on it anymore. I mean, when I first started sabersmith, and then all of a sudden installer, and now I'm just, I'm a machinist by trade. So I'm a machinist, but I guess I'm a jack of all trades. I just do whatever anybody wants,
Right. I didn't even think about it. I actually have one of your pieces actually over here. I'm gonna have to at some point break one of my own cardinal rules and have Marissa come back and ask you questions just so I can run and grab this phenomenal piece of work that you have done. But I'll get that in just a second. I'll get the flow of it going, and then we'll have Marissa jump back in, have her take over for a second, so I can break my own rule and go grab these lightsabers. You are indeed a man. Like I said, you are my favorite personal installer. You are a man of many different hats. Not only do you do the work on the inside of the saber, but you've also done a few exclusive runs of sabers that you worked on and designed yourself. Correct?
Yeah, the Master Sentinel run was the one that I did with the Sith Lord Sabers at the time, with Shane Moore at the Saber Bay. Now, that was actually the only official run that I did. I've done small runs and things of that nature, but that's mainly the one run that it come out pretty good. He's done a V2 of it that's actually pretty nice too.
Right. I know people still talk about that saber. I Ike Woodrum is an owner of one of those, and he is always talking on the forums about his saber. What is it that drew you to sabers? Were you, first off, are you? I would imagine you are a Star Wars fan.
Oh yeah, yeah. I seen the first one in the movies in '77, but I mean I was only like 6 years old, so. But my brother took me to it, and I remember it. I mean, I remember Empire so much more, you know. But yeah, The Empire Strikes Back was my film. That was the one that really pulled me in. Which is why the Luke V2, you know, is is the go-to for my Canon hilts.
Mm. Is that your favorite?
Yeah, yeah.
What was it? Was it the storyline, or was it the space swords themselves, or were the space swords just kind of a symptom of the whole bigger thing?
I mean, I remember, you know, as a kid, with the lightsabers was just absolutely fascinating. I mean, that was the coolest thing I'd seen. So the first one was, you know, I mean, just the characters and everything. As being a really small kid, the characters drew me in. Chewbacca, you know, and then of course Luke and the lightsaber, Darth Vader. I mean, I have pictures of myself with the Darth Vader shirt on. It says, I can't remember exactly, but it has Vader spelled wrong on the shirt. It's actually spelled VADAR on the shirt, so it was one of those misprints. And I was probably around 7 or 8 years old. I think it said Vader lives. I've actually looked for it to see if I could find it, you know, on eBay or something. Just I wanted to buy it, but I couldn't find anything worth actually getting. But yeah, I mean, just the whole thing with by the time Empire come around, that was just the story from start to finish was awesome. I could sit and watch Empire anytime, you know, if it's on and I'm just flipping through channels and it comes on, there I am. I'm going to be sitting.
You're going to get stuck.
You know? I have to go through and watch start to finish at least once a year. And by start to finish, I mean 4 through 6 and then 1 through 9.
Nice. We had Kevin says, which one of those drawers in the back is going to open and pull out a wand to Hogwarts? You got plenty of drawers back there.
That would be crazy. I actually have one somewhere in the shop. I wanted to work with that and make you know, light up and everything, but I never did get around to it. It's on the shelf back here with many other projects that haven't been gotten to yet.
Right. All right. Okay. We got a couple of things, and then oh man, this is gonna be a perfect. Oh man. All right. Jackalope says my sister has a Wade Saber and took it to Star Wars night at Disneyland, and it's super fancy and it was rainbow colored. Yes, everybody loves your saber, I'm sure. All right. Hey, Mezzo, are you there?
No.
I see you. No, Mezzo, why don't you jump in for a second?
A quick little bit. Okay, sure.
All right.
Yeah, go get your stuff. Okay. So I want to I have a couple questions to ask.
I have to say now, you did tell me that I have to have everything in front of me so that I didn't leave my chair.
Yeah, and then Van goes and says, I'm going to break my own rule. Look at he ain't even on the screen down below. He is not even there. All right. Well, I don't usually like ask questions last minute, but here's how I go. What's one of the strongest or most surprising lesson that you've learned along the way being a sabersmith?
Oh.
I asked the deep questions. I'm so sorry.
No, that's good. That's a good question. It's something I may have to ponder on that a minute. I mean, I could take the easy route and just say, be good to your customers and they'll be good to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good one. If you take care of the people, whether it be customers or not too, is a good principle to go by.
I would say
100%.
another would be don't take yourself too seriously.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I have enjoyed doing this for the last 6 years. There has been definitely ups and downs to it, but the customers and the people that I talk to on a daily basis from all over the world, they're the ones that make it worthwhile.
That's awesome.
I'm just one guy in this shop right here, so I'm not pulling in just tons of cash. I'm doing this because it's enjoyable, and the people that I get to meet is I would have never thought that I would have got to meet as many of these people that I have, and so I don't really consider them so much customers as just new friends that
Like the
I
Wade Sabers, the Wade
happen to be
Sabers
building
family.
lightsabers for.
Yeah, exactly. We actually have a question in the chat that said, "What is the inspiration behind some of your original designs, such as the Master Sentinel of Valkyrie chassis? Crap, I said it wrong.
Chassis.
Oh, chassis. See, I already know. I knew it was
The Master Sentinel was totally somebody else's design. It was 7X. I'll never think of his handle.
This
But
is
somebody.
it here.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
And that was design, and it was a design that was floating around for a long time. And then somebody reached out to me, Brandon Benjamin, wanted me to make that hilt, and it was a long process of finding everybody. But anyway, so I wound up making that about 4 of those by hand, and then we did the run with Shane Moore. And as far as the Valkyrie chassis, I don't know. I do the same on 3D design that I do on the lathe. I just put a piece in, or so I'll pull a piece of tubing out and I start making cuts on it and see what comes out of it. That's usually the way. And I've got so many different design cuts in a file that I pull out that I've built over the years, just a battery cutout, board cutout, and you go from there, speaker cutout, and everything I've got saved so I can go through it fairly quickly until it's something. I try to make each one different, but it's getting more and more difficult the more that I do it to make anything original. The latest one that I did, which was it's the Imperialist hilt by Saber Bay, and I know there's a lot of other people involved in that, but that was it. That was like the ceiling that I hit when I made that one. And the software that I use, I topped it out with that. I looked at it and I said, that's the best I can do right there. And so now I don't have to worry about it anymore. I can just
people are loving it. Everybody's
relax and just maybe focus some more on some other hilts and stuff, some originals.
Yes, and can I say, I want to say, just to show this off, because I got this, I believe the original owner of this was Saber Paul, and then I bought this when Saber Paul was needing to downsize his collection, because I realized the value of this saber. This I like to call it. So this is like your triple hitter. You designed it, you painted it, and then you did the install on this particular saber. And a few people were noting calling it the Iron Man.
Yeah, it does sort of look like that. I actually made a Iron Man themed one for one of my customers, and yeah, it had more of the actual colors, I think, but that one there does resemble it for sure. Yeah, this is definitely a timepiece. Not a forgettable experience doing this. That's for sure.
Yes. Now I know I've gone to, this is another one. I didn't have time to round up and grab everything. I have these displayed, so none of the batteries are in them. But this was a small little Shoto piece that I had Wade Russell do for me. And in fact, I actually have your sticker on my water bottle too. That's how you know you're famous, when you make it to the water bottle. But one of the things that, I mean, and then the first time I ever met you, you did an install for me that was refused by other installers, and it was the reason why you took it on, and it was for a very thin medieval build crossguard saber. I have that.
It's funny that
prepared for this.
In the video that I sent you guys, the very next thing, I think it was the very next thing, I'm not positive, was that saber. I had it outside and I had it installed. I just installed it and I was testing it out with a little short blade in it. So is that holding up pretty good? Still working?
Oh yeah. Oh my God, that thing is amazing. Although I try to keep it, I mean, it's unscratched, so I try to keep it as pristine as I can. But yeah, all of your work is absolutely incredible. I think that was the first time I went to you, and then I had 2 others personally installed, and then I bought this one from Saber. So I have 4 pieces of your work. For me, it's kind of like collecting art pieces.
Yeah, that's understandable. I did some of my scratch builds that are out there. I think I have my favorites among them, but anything that I built by scratch is, because there's not going to be that many of them, I mean, I don't know how many I built up to this point. I've lost track, but it makes me wonder, at some point there's not going to be any more coming out of the shop.
Right.
It's like right around the corner is retirement. That's not that far off. Although I'll probably be out here until I'm a really old man making lightsabers.
Well, and that's one of the things I feel like installers and people that work with sabers, and I'm talking about high-end sabers, and maybe that's something that you and I can talk to and address as well, is kind of like the invasion of the Chinese sabers and how that's kind of affected your market and what you do, because I feel like there is a big difference. These, when I want a high-end quality saber, when I want something unique that nobody else has, that's when I go to someone like you. You know what I mean? When I just want to get around and beat my kid up in the backyard with the lightsaber, that's when I go buy a little cheapy, another type of saber.
Well, I tell you what, when the influx of the Chinese market was first started, I actually thought it was going to be a good thing, because I thought, okay, they'll make these lower end model sabers, and then that'll get people into the hobby.
Right.
And then once they get into the hobby and they get into the different communities, like on Facebook and stuff that we have, then they'll be coming, wanting something more elitist or whatever. Something, some higher end mid grade, which is more of my style, is mid. And I was completely wrong about that. I was so wrong. Yeah, they started making good lightsabers, and they made lightsabers good enough to where it satisfied people's needs.
Right.
So they didn't really there's so many people out there that just didn't have the desire to go more deep into it, So it took a big chunk out of the market, which surprised me. I didn't realize how off I was with my first assessment of it. But yeah, I mean, the bottom of the market basically dropped out. And I don't know that it's going to fully recover to what it used to be. And, in in the early 2000s, but right now, yeah, it's taken its toll for sure.
Right,
There's
right,
there's
right, right.
still a lot of people that are doing well at it in the community. But it does make me worry a bit about those that depend on it as their active full-time income.
Right, right. I feel like somewhere around the pandemic, things changed a bit. Everything that I thought was going to happen kind of changed. When I thought sabering would kind of die out, it actually evolved into. I saw a lot of the flow artists. Instead of people fighting, people were throwing it in the air and curving it around their body and doing different things with their lightsabers. So even when they couldn't get together, they were still finding creative ways to play with these things. Just like yourself, I thought when a lot of these other companies came in, I thought it would actually boost the upper end because it would introduce more people into this hobby in general.
Yeah, it's like the movies. When you get a new movie that comes out, there's definitely a boost, and I was thinking along those lines. But you have companies, I'm not going to name any names or anybody, but there are several companies that come in and just started making lightsabers nice. And I mean, I bought some of their empties and stuff just to install them,
Mhm.
just to check them out, see how nice they were. And they were really well built lightsabers. And uh, I mean, install wise, most of them are pretty basic. So
Right.
that's a lot of the reasons why I've focused more in the last few years on just the install itself
Mhm.
and trying to make the chassis more, I guess, desirable, uh,
Right. More
add
unique.
more add more brass to it and things of that nature. But
Right.
and even that, with everything the way the economy is right now, the brass is just gone insane, and it's so difficult to get
Mhm.
to get the brass parts and stuff made. So
Right.
I would be happy as the day is long just to make basic, hilts with basic installs. But it seems that most of my customers, excuse me, want the more mid-range stuff, that I do. I would
Wow.
like to be able to do some of the higher end stuff that some of the guys in the community. I mean, they just do a fantastic job, and it's
I was gonna say,
amazing.
so you've got me curious. What does higher end mean to you then?
Um,
To a plebe like
oh,
me, anything that comes off your desk is automatically like a high end.
well, I don't. I'm terrible with names. I wish that I could remember the names of people that like Titanium Customs. I think is that it? Is that? Oh, I'm terrible with these things. Um, no, I'm never going to be able to remember this. But there are some guys in the hobby that are just killing it. They're making full metal chassis, and they're just unbelievable. I mean, you got Golf 3D Designs, and they make these amazing. They're, to me, they're puzzles. Very,
Right,
very hard puzzles to put together, but to me, that's what they are, is puzzles. But
right,
when you get done with them, it's like, this is unbelievable. And you're talking thousands of dollars there, for just the chassis itself. Um,
right. For those
but
that
there's
don't know, the
I
chassis is the inside of the lightsaber. So there's people, it's kind of like spending thousands of dollars on the engine and nobody's ever gonna see it. I mean, until you take the hood off.
Well, that's true. That's the whole thing. Like right here, you know, this is one that I designed for the KR Haiti, however you say it. Like I said, I'm terrible with the names of these things.
The
Um,
Shinati.
there you go. And so this is such a small chassis.
Right.
I mean, it's only an inch wide or inch diameter. So I did not have that much to work with as far as space, but I still managed to get battery cover, board cover, this cool looking cover in the back with a crystal
Right.
chamber in it, but yeah, to me, sometimes I go, is it really?
I love it.
Is it really that necessary for something that you're not going to see?
Right. And my answer is yes.
Well, I've seen people put the lightsaber on a stand, and then next to it is the chassis.
Right.
So, it's become more. When I first started, it was charge ports. So you open the pommel, you put a charge port in, and you set it down and wait for it to charge. My big
Right.
thing was I wanted, and it wasn't just me that started it, but I wanted from my first build on to be able to get the battery out, because I was a Samsung instead of an iPhone person. So you swap the battery out, you didn't have to sit there and wait for it to charge or sit right next to a plug-in the whole time. So to me, that was a big deal, and that started the chassis and my own personal desire to make them, cool looking and stuff. So,
Right. It's amazing what you can do with these. And man, I've been running around all day, so I didn't have the presence of thoughts to get my batteries charged up. But just the different things that the designs and the way they light up and all the fun stuff you can do. And on this one, you can see I have a crystal in there. And this is actually the baby sister of another saber that I have that matches. So it's two matching sabers.
That saber that you have right there,
Yes, sir.
was such a difficult thing to do, because you have these openings on it right there, all right, on the bottom lower part. Yeah, right there. Those openings.
Yes.
You even got an OLED screen right there.
Yep.
Okay. And those little doors, I had to make those little doors fit into those spaces, and all by 3D design. I didn't make them out by hand. I actually made those in the software, and then ordered them from
Right.
Shapeways, I think it was at the time. And so then they bolted onto those. And plus, you wanted a removable chassis so you could get the battery out of it.
Yes, sir.
Man, that was a very challenging hilt and very interesting. Oh,
And
the covers
that
come
was
off.
why
Okay.
I had to come to you for this one.
I was so worried. I mean, when I got it and started looking at it, I was like, I don't know that I can do this, but it's going to be a lot of fun finding out. Because either I was going to ship you an unfinished product, or I was actually going to make it work.
It is amazing what you can do with it. What else do you like to do? What else do you do for fun in your free time besides sabering? Do you you go out with the family? Do you like to take vacations? Are you a fishing man?
I used to be a fishing man. Now I haven't fished in a long time. Once I started Sabers, it just basically took up everything, every moment that I had off, I was spending doing that. At one time, it was a very necessary thing. I had teenagers and stuff.
Right.
So, my last one left in October.
Wow.
No, that's not right. He
they were
left
still home when
in
I
July.
talked to you the first time.
That's right. Yeah. And my son, he went in the Navy in July of last year.
Wow.
So
yeah.
he's been in for a year now, and he's doing really good. But he was the last one to make me an empty nester. So once that happened, I think I slept for a week, shut the shop down, and just I just slept for a week, and then got my strength back and come out here. It is harder to come out here now than it was when I first started. That much is absolute. You do this for so long and so many hours. You asked what I did. in my free time. This is what I do in my free time right here.
Right.
It's crazy.
Have things with the change in the economy, are you finding that people are spending differently? Like, are they still spending on their hobby, or are they maybe not getting the full system they want and downgrading a little bit because of budgets, or is that not a concern at all?
It's I don't hardly take that many new customers anymore. I just have an abundance of customers that I work with, and at one point, maybe last year or maybe a little more than that, I just stopped taking new customers. Every once in a while, one will come along and give me a challenge that I just can't turn down. But the people that I know and the people that are my customers, they haven't really changed much because of the way anything is. They're
Right,
still. I mean, some of them have tapered off a bit, but when they want something, they know exactly what they want,
right,
and they tell me what they want, and it just makes my job so much easier when they know exactly what they want.
right.
So yeah, but as far as other people out there, I know that the economy is affecting other people. I know it's affecting a lot of people, but as far as my customer base goes, it's stayed pretty even, and I'm fortunate for that.
Right. It is a bit of a changing economy. I know with myself, when I work with you, or when I work with other high end professionals, there kind of comes a line, like when you go to the store and stuff like that, you can look at a product and say how much does it cost. But to me, when you work with a very high end professional, at that point you no longer ask how much it costs. You just ask if they have the time to do it, and if they can fit you in, you just accept whatever the price is.
Yeah. Uh, with me, there is always, almost always, not some customers don't ask, but most of the time, how much is this going to affect my wallet is the last thing they'll say. And I'm
Right,
like, all right, well, I'll give you a guesstimate. It all
right,
depends. I try to make things as easy on my customers as possible and give them a breakdown of, well, this is what the 3D prints are going to cost. This is what the brass is going to cost. Everything right here. There's all that good stuff. And this will be, materials and labor. This is what I charge right here. So
right,
it gives them a pretty good idea of what I'm going to be charging for it.
right.
And
You are
I've got
you
a
are
pretty quick turnaround too. I don't like to hold on to things that long. Although I do have some on the shelf, on my shelves back here, that have been here for 2 years.
Mhm. Oh
But
wow.
that's not because of me. I'm just renting the space for
Mhm.
free. Uh, I've got some customers that are like, I just can't do it right now, but whenever I can, I'll let you know. And I'm like,
Right,
I've got shelves, I'll leave them there. You just
right,
let me
right,
know. I haven't heard from you in 6 months. Do you still want? Do you still want to do
right.
these?
I still got your saber.
Yeah, but you have long-standing customers, and you do things like that for them, and that's just the way it is.
Right. Well, that sounds like the perfect business position to be in, to be so good at what you do that you just keep your regular customers, and you don't even need to take the liability of new customers.
Yeah, it is. There is risk in taking new, new customers. Not all customers are perfect. I have a great percentage of 99.5, customers that have been just absolutely a pleasure to work with. But there's always one. There's always one,
Right. There's
Um,
there's always a story.
but yeah. But even those, you know, it usually ends well. So I haven't had that many that has ended badly,
Right.
which is
Right.
nice. It's kind of nice, I guess, because I if there was more, maybe I couldn't remember any of them, but I remember the ones that ended not so great. So it's
Right.
good in one way, not so good in the other, I guess.
Right. Well, it's different. I think a lot of times people don't understand when they're dealing with people like maybe they think that you are, in charge of a factory of 10 workers who are doing all of this work for you. But indeed it's just one guy in a shop trying to, satisfy his customers.
Yeah, that is the one bad thing about having an LLC. So yeah, when I first did the Wade Sabers LLC, sometimes people do get that impression. I put it on my bio, like on the Facebook bio and everything, one man show or one man shop type thing. But there have been quite a bit of people that have reached out that, they don't know that, they
Right.
just see a name that they've seen before or told by somebody else or whatever. And they might think that there's a whole crew here just building away.
A whole bunch of Keebler elves in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be nice. I mean, I would enjoy that. But no, just a little old me.
And is this something that you can see uh doing for the rest of your days, or do you want to evolve this and try other things, or do you ever do like prop weapons, like
I
guns
have
or
I have done a few knives and blades.
Mhm.
Um, but no, and yes, I do want to. I would do want to step out and do more. I mean,
Mhm.
right now, I've actually been trying to actually get less work so that I can get caught up because I bought me a 200-watt laser over here, and
Oh,
I really, really want to get to learn that laser because that will just I'll be able to do so much more with that. And I
right.
know a few people that have them, and they just do this amazing work. And so I actually went out and looked and researched and found the one that I wanted. And I actually pushed the button on it, and now I've got it set up. Go over here. I've got my venting set up, everything. I hooked up the programming. I wrote Wade Sabers on a piece of uh, a copper. It did it real fast, and then I
Right.
shut it off. And I haven't been back to it, and that's been like 6 months ago.
Oh,
And I just
wow.
haven't been able to take the time to do it. So
Right.
yeah, I'm going to have to start saying no. I have a
Right.
really hard time saying when somebody asks me, "Hey, man, I need this installed," and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I'll fit it in."
Right. Right.
At one
Right.
point, I've got to say no. I guess the fear is if I say no, then there won't be any more work out there when I actually need it and really want it. So it's
Right.
like, oh, I've never
Where's
put
the
on my
balance?
page, I'm open for installs if somebody wants. I've never done that. I've actually put on my page, I'm not doing installs for a while. And then I had
Right.
12 installs by the end of the day. And that is no joke. I
So,
said I
so
was
maybe
stopping.
that's the method. Maybe you learned something.
Yeah,
Maybe just
yeah, I could
when
do
you
that.
need more business, when the business is going down, just put out, "Hey, I'm not taking any more," and then all of a sudden you'll get flooded with new
Yeah,
business.
yeah, I could do that. That was something else. But yeah, I've got
Sounds
to
like a
get
good
caught up.
problem to have.
It is, yes. I sure can't complain. I do want to get caught up, and at least I do have some customers that are not in just a grand hurry, so they
Right.
can wait. So I've got to take at least some time. And I even had a friend of mine, Ryan, was telling me the other day, I have to take some time to work with the engraver and the etcher, and do that in some free time, make free time for just that, because that's something that really got me excited again. I was feeling like I was when I first started making lightsabers,
Right.
And so I really want to get back to that and actually learn that, because it's going to take me a while to learn it. Before I set a lightsaber up in there that costs $1,000 and start burning on it, I'm going to have to do it for at least a year of practice,
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking at a long journey before I can even start doing any type of work with it. But I figure it would be a fun journey,
Right. So Lynn says, and I think you kind of covered, but Lynn said, so you haven't done any blasters. It seems to me with like the profi boards and everything, because of your knowledge of how that works and how it works in the Saber, you could do so many fun things with it. Like you could take a profi board and put it in, in an actual TIE fighter. So when you move it around, it makes the different noises and stuff. You can put profi boards in toys.
I've done a few blasters that were hybrid, and they look like a staple gun, and I'll never remember the name of them. Maybe somebody.
The Ezra Bridger, the lightsaber blaster.
Yeah, there you go. I've done a couple of them, and they're really cool because you have to have like a 3-button setup, and the props file and stuff is really different. Right. I've got a couple of 1996, so I guess we can say vintage Hasbro blasters that I got off of eBay, and so they're plastic, okay. But I ripped them apart, built some chassis for them, and started working on them, painting them, making them look like they're made out of metal. So it was challenging, and then I got really far on them, got the chassis made, so I was almost ready to wire everything up, and then I got sidetracked on something else. So they're sitting up here on that shelf right now. They haven't been finished. So yeah, it's just a list of forgotten dreams.
It's the bucket list that will one day get accomplished.
It will one day. Yes, there will be a day that I will come in and say, I'm going to finish those daggum blasters today. Yeah.
But there's got to be, because I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, when we talked 3.5 years ago, you had just recently gone through a transition from working for somebody else to having enough business to work on your own. Was that correct, or?
No.
Or did you retire? Maybe I'm.
No. I do not do Wade Sabers full time. I work as a machinist during the day.
Okay.
Yes, I work as a machinist fabricator at a local place here in town. It's actually a really good place to work. I would not quit there to try to do this full time for anything, especially with the way the market is right now. I did think about it. I thought about it at one time, but no.
Okay.
That is my job, even though I spend, or at least up until the last 6 months, I spent just as much, if not more time in the shop that I did at my job. But, I've started laxing that off a bit since the kids are grown. But yes, I've never, I mean, I had, the run, I did the run with, a partner. So,
right.
But other than that, no, I've been doing this since day one. Maybe June 2019 was the first lightsaber I built. My daughter says she has the video of it on her phone.
Wow.
So she knows exactly the date and everything that I turned on the Luke V2 the first time that I actually lit it up and everything. So I need to get that from her so I can put that on my page.
All right, that's amazing. That is an amazing piece of history. You said 2019?
Yeah.
Wow. 2019.
Yep.
Yeah, we started Kyber Cave opened 2018 as a store, and then the YouTube channel started in 2020, during the pandemic.
This is my original chassis. It looks horrible. Okay.
It even says right there, original chassis.
But this is actually for a Luke V2, and I made it removable with pins on the inside. It was so thin up here. This is made out of Delrin, by the way, so it's extremely durable. And because I didn't have any way to cut out the battery holder, I actually glued in the tabs on each end here. So it cut all the way through right here, and then the board was held here. It looked pretty nice when I first had it. I sold it on eBay, my very first one, in order to do the next one. And when I sold it, I can't remember the guy's name, but he contacted me like 2 or 3 years later, and he said, "Man, I've got the first hilt that you ever made." And he said, "I want to upgrade it." Because I made it out of steel. I did not coat it with anything. So it had rusted where he lives at, because he lived on one of the coasts, and it rusted. And he wanted me to completely upgrade it and everything. And so he sent it to me. And when I got it, I was like, I like the way it looks right now. It's rusted and weathered. I'm like, I'd like to leave it just like that. But I gutted it and just went to town on it. And there's a guy that's named Trooper Trent. Trooper Trent does these vinyl cutouts for the original Luke V2, and exactly, I mean, they're so particular about these things. They got exactly where every weathering paint chip is. Okay, I'm terrible at explaining this, but you just wrap it around the hilt itself, and then I powder coated it. So I powder coated it, and then you have to pull it out and take that off and heat it the rest of the way. It's a process. But yeah, I did it just exactly. I mean, it turned out so good. I asked the guy if he would let me buy it from him, because it was my first hilt, and he said no. I said no. And oh yeah, if I wish I'd have kept in contact with him, because if he ever did decide to sell it, I would probably buy it. I would like to have that as a keepsake, make it an heirloom or something,
Right. Oh my gosh, how fun would that be?
Yeah.
It's amazing how many, you go through these. I was just thinking, like, I wonder how many of these projects make you actually more poor, because you're like, oh man, now I want a lightsaber that does that.
Oh, it's crazy, because sometimes I'll go back through my page and look at something that I built, and I'm looking at it and I'm going, I actually don't believe it. It's hard to believe I built that, because I'm doing everything in the moment, and I'm like, oh, that turned out really good. But I'm just,
you impress yourself.
I'm rushing, I'm going through emotions and everything, and I'm just getting things done for people. And as soon as I'm done with it, I make a video or take pictures, and then I get it to them as fast as I can, hoping, out of everything, that they like the way it turned out. That's the main thing. Making sure they're happy at the end. So it's kind of a waiting for it to get there, waiting for them to get the package, waiting for them to open it up, make sure they like it, so you go through that, and then later on you get to look at it and go, man, that was pretty nice.
Yeah, that was impressive. Yeah.
There's been some that I'm like, oh, this would be really nice. It's funny that I haven't really made my own. I don't have that much of a collection, very small collection. I've got maybe half a dozen hilts. Half of those aren't installed. I've got some up on the shelves up there that are supposed to be RTS hilts ready to ship. that I just need to install and put them up on Etsy. But haven't got around to them. But as far as my own collection, I've never made one that I just really went all out on for myself. To me, it's always been about the customer, and to me, I don't think that's going to change.
Right.
I'm not really. I don't really things. I'm not really big on things, you know. I call myself a minimalist, and you wouldn't know that by looking behind me. But believe me, the less I have, the happier I am. So,
right.
Yeah. I like just if it's a blank slate, it's so much better than just clutter all over it. But like I said, you can't judge that by what's going on back here. That looks like chaos back there.
It's funny how you and I mean, as far as you know, lightsabers and the business and stuff, we exist on such opposite ends, and how, you know, our philosophies have to be. For example, you know, I have quite a lightsaber collection, but then also, you know, I go to conventions and things like that. I have to sell product, so it's, you know, necessary for me to have a little bit of stuff to show off. Whereas, you know, you're in the middle of nowhere, right?
I am in the
and stuff going on around you.
I am in the middle of the United States, and I like it here. It's nice and quiet, but I'm definitely a long ways from everywhere.
Right.
No shows or nothing like that. I have never been to Disney.
Wow.
I probably shouldn't even say this. I've never been on a plane.
Oh wow.
Yes, I've never traveled by plane.
I'm wanting to know now, do you have a fear of planes, or is it just
no fear? I don't have a fear of heights. I actually really love heights. It's just I don't really like to travel. I'm not much on traveling. I'm a homebody, I guess. I'm right here. Wherever I go, there I am. It's like I've got Google Earth. You know, I can go anywhere. It's just I don't really like living out of a bag. I don't know.
Right.
I'm just weird that way, man. I can't. One of those things.
Hey,
I know a lot of people love to travel, and I'm just like, oh, I wish I did. I wish I did.
Right.
You know,
Night Vision says I have a fear of the TSA. Well, we're gonna get ready and close up. I appreciate you spending this time and hanging out with us, especially since I know it's a late night for you. We kind of like hit you on the random, and I appreciate you coming on so that Marissa could, you know, leave the way she came in. And you know, it's funny, that was your first interview too, so everything has come full circle.
Well, it's, you know, that it has been a long time since episode 93, so I hope that whatever Marissa's going to be doing, that she'll be happy doing it.
Yeah, and she will be back. She will always be family, just like yourself. When the economy gets better and I have more money, I'm sure I have more projects that I will be happy to send your way as well.
Hopefully I can say no. No, I'm just kidding. Hopefully I can say yes.
And for everybody else, if you want to see more of Russ's work, there's going to be a description with links to different pages like Instagram or any of there we go. Yeah, the YouTube, TikToks, all of those fun stuffs. Wade Sabers, definitely the one to contact. All right, Russ, it has been an absolute pleasure. I appreciate you being with us tonight, and you have a beautiful evening.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure, man. You have a good one, and you guys have a good one.
Take care. Peace.
You too.
Roll.
Van, if you guys don't know, I can still see Van when that video is playing. I saw him go, "That's thick," and then I saw him just like this in front of the camera, like just like a kid pressing his face against the candy store like window. Like I was just like, "Oh, he's loving that."
Yeah, I can only imagine. It's like, how other people like look at cars and stuff like that. I just look at these things, especially my God, see that green saber? Okay, first off, I have to tell everybody just because I have to show off. But the very first saber that was in that clip was my saber. That was the one that we were talking about with the impossible install. And there are only 23 of those on the planet. Only 2 of them that I know that are installed with NeoPixel, because that thing is like the impossible. In fact, the reason why I met Russ was because I was trying to see if he would do this install, and he was booked out. He had a wait list of a year, but because I told him that this saber had already been like refused by previous installers, like he couldn't resist the temptation to try to challenge with no, and he did it. It's one of the few pieces on the planet, so I'm very proud of that. And I have other, like I said, I have other installs he's done.
My friend in the chat, Hammond, says nerd.
Nerd.
Playfully. Believe me, when Hammond says nerds, it comes from love. I know him well enough to know
I
that.
almost wanted to cry. Like some of those things, I was like, wait, that's so good. It's like looking at it. Like I was like, oh my God.
You're emotional tonight in general too.
This is what it was like when I had a baby.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Mitchum, for coming on our show. We really appreciate and very much enjoyed the interview. Next on our show, guys, we have Guess That Character. So who is ready to guess that character? Yeah. I sure am. All right. So who is... So, no, they may be easy. The last one I think I made a little harder, but we'll see how you guys figure.
I got both of them last week. Oh, come on, man.
Do you remember his name? I know people probably recognize who it is, but the name may escape. Don't you dare Google it, Van. Go, Brian.
No, I'm not even that smart. Wait, is that
guy from the movie? Very funny, Hammond.
The one guy with the
no,
head.
Ark, that is not.
What's that?
That's not the same. Who be this?
Come on, you know this one, right? Put it in the private chat. Oh,
that is not correct.
That's not right.
No,
because I know who the character is. Okay, I think it's just a Q-tip. Personally, I
am going to reveal that Zachary Lake in the chat is correct. It is Yarael Poof.
Ooh.
He was a Cormian Jedi Master renowned for his role on the Jedi High Counselor during the final years of the Galactic Republic, standing an impressive 8 feet 8 inches tall, with 4 arms and 2 brains, traits he apparently kept hidden under his robes. He was a respected diplomat, teacher and master of illusions and mind tricks, who served through pivotal moments in the High Republic era and ultimately met his end just before the dawn of the Clone Wars. Ooh. So that is Yarael Poof for the first Guess That Character. Now, Hammond, dude needs a turtleneck. Yeah, he probably gets cold in the winter days. All right, next. Who is this?
Come on. It better not be. Wait, did you say this was going to be easy? It better not be that easy.
No, I made I had to make my last night hard.
Okay.
I made it easy. Well, how anticlimactic is that? Gizmo from the Gremlins, Hammond. You know better than that. Mr. Wicket says Night Vision. I have spoken, guy. Kevin Hogan. I'm not sure what that means.
Oh, that was from Mandalorian. That was
okay. Not that. Zachary Cookie Monster. I see it, but that's not it.
Thanos.
Thanos. Hammond. Shannon.
All these all up on here.
No, I haven't been doing it. I've just been reading it. I've been reading the corner.
Well, we have a lot of guesses for this one.
A lot of guesses, but guess what? None of you are correct. The answer is Lagray.
Oh,
Fierce Ewok shaman from the Bright Tree Village on the forest moon of Endor during the Return of the Jedi era. Cloaked in ceremonial bones and adorned with tribal markings, his wisdom and spiritual guidance made him a respected figure among his people, especially when he helped unite the Ewoks in their epic stand against the Empire. So yeah, that is actually Logray. I made them kind of hard. For tonight.
Yeah, that was much harder. And Night Vision was close. Night Vision said Wicked. Super close.
Yeah, he was very, very, very close.
Yeah.
All right, well, that is Guess That Character. Now, as my last plug for the show, remind you guys how you can support us. You can go to patreon.com/KyberK Productions and support KyberK Productions for as little as $1 a month. You can also go to kybercave.com and get yourself some Kyber Cave merch. You can also go to give us super chats during the show that actually goes directly to our YouTube revenue, which is extremely helpful for us. I'm getting goodbye messages now. Duran sentiment. So it's a pleasure to meet you in person. You'll be missed, and congratulations on your new adventures. Take care. That is incredibly sweet.
Pictures.
That's one of your favorite pictures.
I love the picture when we met Duran.
Yes, that was pretty awesome. I have that picture too. Yes, and Hammond is a good friend of mine from the Phasmophobia server. You guys didn't know the video game Phasmophobia. I'm staff on their Discord. So a few people there have kind of started leaking over into other stuff I do. But I will give you my goodbye message that I typed up.
And also just to let you guys know too, Metz is still family here. Hopefully she'll be back every once in a while. Maybe if I have to step out and she wants to guest host. But we will also be keeping you in touch with other projects she's doing. So if you want to follow her on her other endeavors or follow her on Twitch or wherever she is going, or maybe start attending the church that she attends. Maybe not that personal.
You don't have to do it that way. All right. Well, I want to say thank you. And before we completely wrap up tonight, I just want to say you guys have been you spent countless Sundays with me diving into the nerdy news, cheering on our amazing guests and sharing every laugh, geek out moment, and behind the scenes stuff about that. Mighty, who says hi and bye. That is my son. silly child. I love the passion and creativity and warmth that you guys as viewers and you, Van, as a co-host, have brought to every broadcast we've had together. This night, of course, marks my final episode of hosting and editing here on Kyber K Productions, but this isn't goodbye forever. You can still find me on Twitch and YouTube, which I just threw those links into the chat, but they're actually in the description below if you'd like to check it out there, if you're watching the upload. You guys have made this channel a community, and that's something I'm going to always carry with me. I'll always have you guys. I'm going to talk about you on my streams. Thank you for every view, every comment, and every moment we have shared together. May the force and endless creativity be with you. Until next time.
Oh man.
Van's really gonna lose it when the show.
I know. Seriously, like I said, I was having anxiety attacks earlier today. I was like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm very fortunate to have a long time friend, probably the closest person I have on this planet, that will be taking up your reins. But you're much prettier than he is.
He's nodding his head down below.
Nicer to look at.
Well, thank you everybody so much for every week. Van, did you want to say anything else before we sign off for the last time?
No, I don't even know if I have a guest lined up for next week. I'm not even sure that I do.
It's Zavala.
Oh yeah, that's right, Bobby. We do have, in fact, a fantastic guest next week who Bobby Zavala has been on the show. In fact, the last time he was on the show was a year ago, letting us know about a championship, and he is letting us know about a huge competition with some very big names coming up here. He will let us know about it. So make sure to tune in next week. We have amazing guests lined up for the future. We have an amazing lineup, and of course, as you know, like we said, We have 3 people that are taking the place of Miss Marissa right now. Oh, all the love is coming in. And I guess that's it. I don't want to.
All right. You'll be okay. We'll all be okay. And everyone will still see me around. I'll still pop into chat too on Sundays to say hi.
Yes, you will always
I'm
be
not
family.
Completely disappearing, and I do plan to attend VacCon next year.
Oh,
so,
one more last thing.
Distance Nerding, please. Our Distance Nerding, our sister channel, is trying to get to their 3,000 watch hours. So please head over to Distance Nerding on YouTube and watch some of their shows. They have some great Lego building and some great guests that they've had on their show, and they're wonderful people at that. So please take a look at them on their YouTube channel. All right, guys, thank you so much. And Mezzo signing off with Van. Bye.
Yeah.